This is Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman. The opening chapters of this book reframed how I view the human brain and thinking process, including my own, through two characters. System 1, Fast, which runs on automatic intuition, and System 2, Slow, which handles effortful logic. The catch is System 2 is incredibly lazy, usually just sitting around watching System 1 dictate. I think that the bat and ball problem perfectly proves that our System 2 brain's laziness and System 1's automatic intuitionness, because they grab an answer that's actually wrong but seems correct because System 1 kicks in immediately. The author also exposes how easily we are manipulated through priming and cognitive ease. If a statement is repeated or printed in a bold font, our brain processes it smoothly, confusing that lack of effort with objective truth. I feel humbled by this. It is weird to realize that my environment constantly primes my actions without my consent. Also, I think this book is a wake-up call from System 1, and that we need to kickstart our own System 2 whenever something is too easy to accept. In this section, the author reveals that System 1 isn't just lazy. It's an aggressive story machine that constantly jumps into conclusions using flawed shortcuts. The biggest culprit is thinking of what you see is all they are. The System 1 takes whatever tiny shred of information right in front of us, ignores everything missing, and builds a hyper-confident narrative. I think that this explains why we form such stubborn opinions based on limited gossip. Our brains want a quick, clean story over actual completeness. When a problem is too complex, the brain uses substitutes, secretly swapping the hard problem for an easier, emotional one without us noticing. We also fail to pray to anchor, letting our estimates get hijacked by the first random number we encounter in a store. I feel very targeted by this anchoring effect, especially realizing how easy marketers manipulate us. I now feel a strong need to pause and ask what information is missing before making random choices. The next section exposes how poorly our human brains calculate real risk, heavily relying on availability heuristic. We judge the frequency of an event simply by how easily vivid examples come to mind, which is why media coverage of rare disasters triggers widespread irritational pain. I feel fully caught out by this. A single dramatic headline can make me feel completely anxious about a statistical anomaly, usually overriding objective safety data. This book also introduces a conjunction fallacy via the famous Linda problem. System 1 eagerly chooses a detailed plausible narrative over a broader, mathematically more probable one, completely breaking the laws of basic logic. Finally, we ignore regression to the math, misattributing natural statistical fluctuations like a sudden permanent slump to psychological causes rather than just natural returns to average. I think our deep aversion to randomness is our biggest mental blind spot. We desperately dim casual dramatic explanations for things just actually are basic math. The section shifts from cognitive mechanics to devastating critique of human expertise, exposing our deep illusion of understanding. The author explains that we're victims of narrative fallacy. Our brains construct smooth, linear stories about the past that make the world seem more predictable than it actually is. This feeds into hindsight bias, where we trick ourselves into believing we knew it all along after an event occurs. I think this is why we judge leaders and CEOs so harshly or praise them so highly. We look at outcomes and invert stories about their brilliance or stupidity, completely ignoring the massive role of blind luck. Also introducing the illusion of validity, proving that expert stock pickers and political pundits perform no better than dart-throwing chimpanzees. Despite this, experts remain aggressively overconfident because System 1 demands a coherent world. I feel a mix of liberty and anxiety reading this. It's comforting to know the future is largely unpredictable, but deeply unsettling to realize how much authority we give to confident experts who are essentially guessing. Next, introducing the author's Nobel Prize winning work on prospect theory, revealing that our economic decisions are driven by raw emotion rather than rational logic. The core breakthrough is loss aversion. Psychologically, the pain of something losing is sometimes is twice as powerful as the pleasure of gaining it. We hate losing $100 for more than we enjoy winning $100. The asymmetry distorts our choices, trapping us in the endowment effect, where we irrationally overvalue things simply because we own them. I think loss aversion explains why it is so painfully hard to declutter my room. Our brains treat letting go of an asset as painful, deficient rather than logical rebalancing. This book also details the fourfold pattern of risk when when a high probability of a large loss became desperate, gamblers taking reckless risk-seeking bets just for a slim chance to avoid the loss entirely. It's slightly frightening to realize that when things start going wrong, our survival system one naturally pushes us to take bigger dangerous risks just to get back to even. The final section concludes the book by exploring how we evaluate our lives, introducing the clash between our two selves. The experiencing self lives in the present normal, asking how this does feel right now, and the remembering self keeps score and tells the story of our lives, asking how it was overall. The author proves that the remembering self is a tyrant. It completely ignores duration and rates an experience only by its peak intensity and how it ended. A long, wonderful vacation can be totally ruined in our memory if the flight home is a disaster. I think this explains why human happiness is so elusive. We don't actually seek happy experiences. We seek happy memories, sacrificing our day-to-day comfort just to build a good story for our ego. This book ends with a focusing illusion. Nothing in life is as important as you think it is while you're thinking about it. This book is a great reminder that when I'm stressed about a single problem, my brain is just using System 1 and exaggerating its importance.